And then we can leave those two both plugs open for people or whatever. And so if there was going to be nothing here, let's say I didn't put a night light here and one of these screws was bad, and if you didn't have any other screws, then you could look, and because see, I want nice screws there. I would have to find one somewhere, not next to the door or anything, maybe something like this, and I would take the screw down low or come into the other bedroom. Let's say I come in here and find out there's an outlet back here, or see way over here, I would take the bottom screw out because that one's probably nice and white. If I had a really crappy screw, then I would put the crappy screw in over there, take the nice white screw and bring it over here. So there's stuff like that you can do, you know, for your projects. I've done that quite often. And then lots of times, like just recently, I replaced this light switch because it had a big old crack here and over here. So the new light switch cover plate had 4 new screws. So the old screws I saved. And if I didn't have a nice good screw, I'd take one of my old screws. And see, I carry them right in this little container. I got my little earplugs in here. And I put little screws in there. Got 4 brand new, or 4 nice white screws in there, and then I got some crappy screws in here too, because you never know if you've got to replace one somewhere. Okay, so I just keep them in there. But for this purpose, I'm good with the screws that I got. And I'll go ahead and put those back in. Try not to over tighten the screws if you can help it, because these cover plates are easy to crack. Okay. It looks like whoever painted last got some paint on here. Okay, and if you had something that had, you know, a questionable area here or something, let's say. In fact, you know why? Because that was down over there. And I'm feeling on the top, and it's like it has paint on there and stuff. And what you could do, if you wanted, if one side is cleaner than the other. Now see, this one looks like it's got paint on it too. I can see it through the mirror. Oh, brother. All right, let's go ahead and take it off. You got a few things I was going to tell you. I mean, just for something like this. See here? It's got paint on there on the side. What I was going to say is, if you got your cover plate up here, if you got a bad little mark on here or something, you could take that, flip it around maybe, or something, but you could see it in through the mirror anyways. I'm going to take my sheetrock knife, and I just take it and scrape on the side. See? That's all I got to do. Look at that. Nicely. I can check this, and it felt like it was a little rough, like from spray, because they sprayed these walls. And see, there's a little bit of paint right on that, even on the back side. And I ended up cleaning some cover plates off at a house for Momi. Just getting ready to sell a house. Took all the cover plates off. Believe it or not, they had caulked every single last cover plate. They put the cover plates on and then they caulked it. Can you believe that? So when I took them off, I had to lightly score with my sheetrock knife, pull it off, scrape around there, to take the caulking off. Then I had to clean every single one of those, and that's how I did it with my sheetrock knife. Okay, now I've got a nice clean cover plate. In fact, right there in that corner, okay, I can look on that, feel it. And sometimes when you take cover plates off, check and see which way to put it back on, because maybe it's got all kinds of marks and maybe you don't want to spend the time to clean it off. There'll be a definite top and bottom, because one, the top will be all dusty. Will it be all dusty and dirty? Maybe the bottom is all nice. Maybe you can flip it around the other way, or clean your cover plates off. There's nothing worse than having dirty, grimy cover plates and having paint on the cover plate and all that. Okay, there. Wasn't getting it that first time, okay? Just snug it up, there. Okay, I mean, it was something small, but just that is something that you can do and get it taken care of. You know? Why not? You can do it. Doesn't take long. Take my putty knife like that and just use that to clean off that edge in the corner. Okay. Got that tight. Got that tight now. And now I just have to decide, for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and actually I'm going to leave that off for a second, because see, here's the other thing. I don't know if I've set it or not set it. Actually, I think it's okay the way it is. But here, I'm going to show you something. Just bear with me. I've got one more thing to show you. I'm going to turn this back on. We hope that it doesn't snap back. If it were to snap back, it would tell me that one of the wires is touching the metal, or wire nut's loose, or something like that. Okay. Okay. Right now it's still set, but we can test it. Plug it back in. We know the light. We know this light is going to work. See. But I'm gonna show you something. I'm just gonna leave that like that for right now. Let's turn the breaker back off. This is something you probably don't even know. Okay, got that one off. Now let's say you're messing around with your GFI and you're not sure what's going on, and you try to test it. You try to pop your test button out. Look, I can't even get the test button to pop out. Right? That's because the power's off. Isn't that something? You can't even do anything. Now, I've got it back on. We can test it, and this should pop out now. Okay, and it does. And now, let's just humor me here for a minute. All right, I'm going to turn the breaker back off. And this is what was happening in the laundry room upstairs. Okay, the outlet was not working. I'm looking at it. I tried to reset. I thought, oh, okay. Try to reset it. You cannot reset it. Look at that. It won't reset. Don't think it reset. It just kind of pushes, and that's because the power's off. That's because the power's off. I believe. Let's try it. Let's try it here. No. Oh, look at that. I think I just learned something there too. Okay, if the power is off, and if this pops out, and if And if the power goes off or something, you can press the red button in, you know, with the power off, but you can't test it. You can't test it if the power is off.